Southern California is this amazing mix. And together, when we collaborate, we know that the problems that ignore our borders, whether it's traffic, whether it's air pollution, whether it's looking at economic development, homelessness, poverty, we can actually work on them together. SCAG has been a critical partner in that.
There are a lot of amazing accomplishments at SCAG this year. This was a culmination, of course, of the last 3 years we spent planning for the RTP SCS and the update, and so we're really excited about the plan we've put together. Probably more public outreach that went into this RTP SCS than any project, any initiative I've ever been involved in as an elected official.
So Regional Transportation Plan is a blueprint that guide us from now until 2040. This is about actually serving the 19 million people that live in Southern California. This is about charting a future where they're going to meet the challenges that we face today. It is about making sure the next dollars from Sacramento and Washington are here, leveraged with our money to build the infrastructure needed to provide choices for people. This is about how you fund the goods movement infrastructure. This is about how you maintain and operate the highway system. This is about how to expand the transit system. This is about how to implement an active transportation system. So this is more than just a plan. This is a blueprint for a future that we all want to be better than the past.
We need to invest in ways to help people get around that is cleaner, faster, more efficient, and better for the environment. And it's really important that we invest in the safety of pedestrian and bicycle travel options.
Active transportation is extremely important as we move forward in wanting to make sure that we have equity in public transportation. For Santa Ana, as we applied for the active transportation state funds with SCAG assistance, we were able within 2 years to receive $21 million. We've been very successful, not just in Santa Ana, but throughout the region for SCAG. We're really transitioning ourselves from being a car-centric city to really providing multimodal opportunities. And when I say multimodal, I'm wanting to make sure that we put safety first.
Go Human, quite simply, puts a human face on the traffic laws and the traffic signs that we have all around us, but unfortunately have a tendency to forget sometimes. So it's an advertising campaign, which is an initiative of SCAG, where we have our whole region working together to promote awareness about safer streets. We have a $2.3 million grant to do education and awareness so that we have less accidents.
It's been a really exciting, creative campaign. The signage has been really appealing and thought-provoking. It's been a very effective campaign.
Everything we do in transportation requires a partnership, and so we are partners in funding, and more importantly and increasingly, we're partners in planning.
We cannot get to our goals without SCAG's strong leadership. From the top on down, all the way through the officials that make up SCAG's governing body have been crucial partners in the effort. We, through the Strategic Growth Council, have funded over the past 2 years planning activities as well as affordable housing and sustainable communities grants. Having SCAG as both a partner and a strong resource in understanding what's happening locally is very important.
Trip to Sacramento was excellent. I think that we collectively, had over 20 people, regional council members that went up. We were there with our partners from the GLUE Council and also the Southern California Leadership Group. That was an orchestra of voices that we could present to the legislature and just say, we are speaking on behalf of Southern California, and we want to let you know that these are our legislative priorities.
When I see it's on my schedule with SCAG, I look forward to it. That's a high point of my day. It's the experts and professionals that I get to deal with in that capacity that makes me a better legislator. One size doesn't fit all in regions, and SCAG has that kind of dynamic. They have a regional approach, but they also have a local input that's listened to. So they're kind of the role model in the state of how things have been done well. I actually rely on them on how I can be the conduit. And so I'm looking at how, with their input in cap and trade, it might be better allocated to disadvantaged communities, for freight, for mobility. With the FAST Act, finally we have a dedication of funds for 5 years from the federal government.
The FAST Act is extremely important to all of California, but more than that to Southern California. It was a 5-year bill for $305 billion, of which 26 came to California, 26.3. But it is allowing for local transportation to build roads and transit projects and to improve daily commute, and also helps provide funding for the grade separations, which is so critical in California.
This is now 10 years and 3 months since Congress last passed a long-term bill. We create for the first time an intermodal federal freight program that will help us to be more competitive in the world economy and make major investments in more efficiently moving goods.
It is to the benefit of everybody to have better transportation.
Southern California is the most dynamic region in our state, maybe in the country or the world. A place where people keep coming to and investing in. But it works best when we have a system that works together in the regions of Southern California. And air travel is a perfect example. Ontario Airport has been something that for a long time folks in the Inland Empire and the eastern stretches of Los Angeles County have asked to be returned to local control.
SCAG was an early supporter of ours in that they recognized that it would be very beneficial for the region as a whole. We were successful at completing the transaction of transferring the airport from Los Angeles to local control during this past year.
Moving forward, I'm so proud that we're doing that. That can help relieve traffic for LAX and spread out air traffic regionally. So it's time for Ontario to really take off.
Now we're in the era of climate change in California, and that means we have to find a way to have a more sustainable transportation system. And SCAG is the leader in that area in terms of putting together forward-looking plans that address our mobility needs, address our safety needs, and more importantly, address our sustainability needs. So California relies on SCAG, and SCAG will rely on California to work as partners to get this done. And it's a very important exercise and something I'm happy we're working together on.
Cheryl is very energetic. I thought I had the energy. She really is an example of what an energetic leader is. And I am grateful to know her personally. I'm grateful to work for her, and I'm looking forward to continue working with her even after she leaves the presidency.
This woman is not only small, but she's extremely mighty, and the work that she's done for us this past year has been incredible. I look at her as a friend, but most importantly as a mentor, and I look forward to working with her very closely in my tenure as president of SCAG.
Working with Cheryl is always fun. She's got a lot of background, a lot of knowledge. We might not always agree, but I think we have a very healthy respect for each other. I certainly have a lot of respect for her as far as what she's accomplished for our city.
One of the things that when I first met Cheryl was the amount of passion she has, not only for transportation, but her region as a whole. She absolutely dedicates her life to this whole process. I know I can rely on her for information. I know that she'll come up on a hearing on a moment's notice if we've asked. I can't ask for a better partner who actually gets it and wants to be part of the solution.
You know, looking back on it now that I have my own family, now that I have my own kids, I mean, you look at it and you think, like, how did somebody actually do it? How did somebody actually manage to be as involved as she was in every aspect of what she was doing? I don't think she's somebody who's capable of doing something halfway. But that's been the same way for her being on the city council or with SCAG too. I mean, she's just there for every part of it. I think every time I talk to her, SCAG comes up in some way, and it's been something that's really meaningful to her.
I always tell people the two things that you can never replace are time and people. And so the time spent at SCAG has been just so full of wonderful memories, because I think collectively we've done such great work and have improved the lives of folks within our communities. And I think that as an elected official, there's no greater thing that you can say about your leadership, about your governance, than you have improved the lives of the citizens or residents within your community. That's pretty cool. As far as the people, I've made friends at SCAG that I will cherish for forever. Talented, dynamic, awesome group, staff, electeds, I mean, just so many people that I have come to look forward to seeing every month when I make that trek up to Los Angeles. And SCAG has been one of definitely the highlights of my life.